Do you need a website for your small business? Probably not. Now, I'm asking myself this question every day because I've made websites in the past for my brick and mortar gym business, for my digital first marketing business that recreating. I understand websites. I studied how to make websites. It makes sense. However, with the rise of AI, with the rise of the creator economy, with influencers, with TikTok Shop, you may not need a full-fledged website. You have options of websites, which I've used in the past. Squarespace, awesome, fantastic, simple to use. Wix, simple to use. Webflow, simple to use. WordPress, very complex to use. And then you have these new platforms like StanStore, which are for the creators, are for the influencers, are for people on TikTok Shop that create this platform so you can take your audience and they can buy something. If you go to the bio of a lot of these influencers, a lot of the creators, you may even see a link tree. They do the same thing. They help sell digital products. Now, being where I'm at and where you might be too, if you have multiple different offerings, you may need a website. If you just have one offering, you might be better served with a simpler doesn't mean cheaper, doesn't mean worse, but a simpler to use StanStore or platform like that, because you're only selling one thing. If you decide to go with a website, you have to ask yourself, are you making it yourself or are you getting someone to make it for you? If you're making it yourself, you need to think about the simplicity of it. Squarespace, very simple to use. I've made, I think, 4 at this point now. It's made for the individual to go. You can drag things around. You can kind of fit it on the website screen. It's even mobile friendly as well, which is good because everyone, or a vast majority of people find you on their phones. They watch on their phones. Everything is phone first or a tablet. Desktops, very rare, maybe for the older generation. Anyways, Squarespace is easy DIY. Wix is easy DIY. Webflow-ish gets a little confusing. WordPress, like I said, is not. But if you decide to go with the paid, like you're paying someone, they may end up using WordPress, which WordPress is amazing, has a huge amount of functionality. Like you can do whatever you want with it. But it's very difficult to learn if you're trying to do it by yourself. And so asking yourself that question, is it a DIY? Am I going to do it myself or am I going to pay somebody? Will help your choice and selection of which website. And then long-term thinking, if you pay someone just to make it, you still need to know how to manage it if that's what you plan on doing. So maybe choosing a simpler option if you manage that might be better. Nothing against WordPress, just complex to use for my brain. I recommend if you're starting out, creating your first small business or a couple years into it, use a simpler website, something that you can use it or anyone else can use it should you go with a different website manager or marketing manager or whatever. What functionality does your website need? That is another important question. So if your website's meant to do transactions, Squarespace is great for that. I think Wix is great for that. Any website that allows you to have a cart function, that allows you to buy stuff, is great for that because people are going to be buying stuff through your website. Now, if it doesn't have that, you may need to have that website plugin friendly. Is it friendly with QuickBooks? Is it friendly with Stripe? Is it friendly with other payment processors like PayPal, Venmo, things like that? That's going to help your decision in choosing a website because if you're planning to sell digitally, you need something to sell through. Now, if you're not, maybe it's you need to book a call, and in that call, then they buy there. That's a different setup. But even then, you need to make sure that it's also plug-in friendly with whatever booking software you use. You can be Acuity, you can Calendly, Monday. There's a whole bunch of out there, right? Zoho, I think, is one. You also need to be SEO friendly. Is a website you're going to choose friendly with SEO? Can people find it easily? Some are better than the others, right? Is it mobile friendly? This is a huge one. Not all website creators are equal. You need one that is mobile first, no matter what anyone says. Very rare do people use their desktop to search anything. That's probably older generation or people who are at work and really have, they're confined here. But even people who are at work pop open their phone to search for stuff. So your website needs to be mobile friendly, mobile first, to be honest, and then tablet second and desktop third. Now, people might buy through a desktop, right? But they search everything on your phone. And to be honest, I bought things up to $10,000 before through my phone, had my information there. So everything's going to be happening through the phone nowadays. You also need to have a website that is email service provider friendly. Whichever email service provider you're going to use, you need to make sure that it interacts well with them. When you create a landing page, can it easily get someone to go to your website or to your email list? Is there going to be a glitch? You don't know. MailChimp are good options. Kit, used to be called ConvertKit, are great options. I think Constant Contact's another option. There's Kajabi. Kajabi is a huge, robust, all-in-one website, all-in-one email service provider. It's like the mega one. But what functionality do you need your website to have? If you're doing transactions, if you're doing, email service providing, if you're doing all the myriad of things, you need a website that can handle all that. If not, you're going to be severely limited. And as a small business, if you do plan on having an email list, if you do plan on making online transactions, if you do plan on doing SEO like blog posts, you need a website that can handle that. If you're just starting out, the bare minimum, and you just want to have an online presence to sell one thing, consider StanStore, consider platforms like that, because that's what it's meant to do. You just have an online presence to sell one thing. That will be simpler. It will be simpler for you to use. It will be simpler for your prospective customers to use, and that's the big one. Now, if you're building an audience, you may also want to think about a website versus these one-off platforms like StanStore. I really can't remember all the other ones. Building an audience might be a little bit different. Like if you're looking to switch careers in the future, or you're just looking to grow an audience, you're not trying to sell anything, having a website that doesn't have a lot of functionality might be better for you. However, it might still be as expensive as some of these other options as well. Now, if that's your goal, to just build an audience, which I'm looking to do as well, right? I'm just one-stop shop. I'm the guy who's going to be selling things. You may not be selling things. The website should, at the bare minimum, be SEO friendly and email service provider friendly. Because as you're building your audience, you want people to get to know you, to like you, and want to follow you along for your journey. The best way to do that, other than YouTube and the other social platforms, is through an email list. And if your website doesn't have the functionality to connect to an email list, or doesn't allow people to sign up for an email because the email is just not a part of the package, or it doesn't connect to them, consider getting a different website. It's imperative that the people, your followers, your subscribers, your connections on LinkedIn, whoever they are, if they decide to go to your website, that's a big thing going off platform, then they decide to follow you even more on YouTube, and finally want to get married to you and go on the email list, that commitment to go on your email list should be there. That's part of building your audience, part of building your brand. So if you're looking to go through these StanStore options or the other options, or build a website, both need to have the capability to build an email list to grow your audience. That is imperative in 2026. It doesn't matter if you're going to sell something, right? If you're thinking about branding yourself, if you're thinking about the future of trying to sell something, you need a website that will allow you to grow and grow with you over time. Then eventually you can monetize it. It's what everyone here on YouTube hopes to do. That's what I hope to do, monetize here by giving you really good value, and then helping you along the way as well. If you're going through a transaction, fantastic. And if it's just about building an audience, fantastic. Either way, whether you're building transactions here, right, making transactions, or building an audience, they both need to have email capability. Outside of functionality, if people don't know how to do business with you because your website is convoluted, the message is unclear, and you don't really have a lot of call to actions, they won't buy. But with that stand store, with one offering, and it could be on the website as well, a landing page, if people can clearly understand what problem you solve and the solution for it and how much it costs, they end up doing business with you or have a higher chance to book a call and then buy your product. So of all those things, do you need a website in 2026? Maybe. If you do, what the functionality behind it? Is it going to be DIY? Is it going to be someone you're going to pay to do? Are you just trying to sell one product? Are you a content creator, influencer? These are all these questions that I'm asking myself as well. But I have previous history and I understand the way forward. I know I'm going to do something simpler, digital first product. It's probably going to be the stand store because I want to try it out. I want to test it. You may not be in that path. And if you're still confused, again, if your website that you do have or thinking about having is going to be convoluted, has a weird message, isn't converting because you probably have a weird message, and doesn't have enough call to actions because people aren't buying because they don't know where to go because the convoluted has a weird message, you may need to change it. And that's where I can step in. I can help you really cut down that message so it's clear, people can understand it within 5 seconds. There's a bunch of call to actions so people know that they should buy. Oh, buy now, buy now, buy now. Trust me, people don't always buy now the first time. It takes them about 7 to almost up to 20 times. And then it's easy for you to use. We can do that. We can set something up so it's easy for you to use. You can understand how it's going to run with your business, and most importantly, prospective customers understand. So if you're struggling to clarify your next steps because you're stuck in here, send me an email, send me a message. We can work together so you can get unstuck and you can actually take action steps and grow your business. Take care.